Welcome to day 5. I think it's day 5. That was a guess. But no, I think we have bigger problems than that. We have no money in our career mode. So today is making money. I think we're going to do a bunch of probably sightseeing tours. Do our best to land properly. Do our best to stay within the parameters of the mission. Apparently, it really strictly rates you on landing and takeoff, so we're going to try to concentrate on that going forward. In fact, I think what I'm going to do is do a quick landing and takeoff at our FBO. So let's go back to the main menu. Let's find a nice, pleasant free flight. Oh, you know what? I know what we can do. I bet you there's like a landing activity here in flight training that we can get graded on. Take off and landing. I bet you this one would probably, like, here's basic takeoff and handling, VFR, IFR, helicopters. Ooh, okay, so let's do takeoff and landing and see what that looks like. Landing. Yoke. Throttle. Landing. Let's do this one. See how good we can get. Obviously, it scores really, really strictly. So I'm going to try to score better on this. And just to avoid a copyright strike, I'm going to go ahead and mute my jam, but y'all can keep the jam going. And then what we'll do is we'll take off and land. This is going to be all about taking off and landing, manage speed and glide path. And I want to know, how do I read the glide path accurately on a 172? Maybe there's a yoke management. Like, is there a glide path tutorial somewhere that we can go to? Landing. Let's just do this one and see what happens. Rear wheels touch. Yes. Always. Alright. Let's see what she has to say for herself. I'm going to turn mixture all the way up. I'm going to turn my avionics and master all the way up. Taxi, nav, strobe, and beacon all the way up. Well, on. Turn my magnetos both on. And I think everything is on so that when I switch over to the instruction, it's not going to go wishy-washy on me. There we go.
My first instructor used to say, the best part of flying is landing in one piece. Today, you're in charge of bringing us in for a safe landing. And I've already set us up in landing configuration at 65 knots with 20 degrees of flaps. Keep your aim point on the runway threshold. When you're 10 feet above the runway, it's time to flare.
Okay, I've turned my throttle way down. I'm probably at like 15 to 20%, something like that. Let's find out. No, I'm at 50%. Wow. Okay. That's something else I need to check. Alright, here I go. So I'm at about 73. That's more than I want to be at. Maintaining 65 knots is a bit difficult. considering. If I give it more flaps, that'll slow me down. For 30 degrees of flaps, 30%, 30 degrees of flaps is pretty intense.
Reduce throttle to idle.
It's already reduced
Now,
to idle.
focus on the end of the runway and pull back slightly on the yoke to aim the nose just above
That was a
it.
terrible landing.
Nice.
So funny.
Now, apply the brakes progressively to slow us down and bring the plane to a stop.
Okay.
Use rudder pedals to stay on the center line. You did well, but you can do better.
Yes.
Keep in mind that approaching the runway at the right speed is key to a good landing.
Well, maybe if you folks would start me off lower. I think what I'm going to do is hit 30 degrees of flaps on this landing. I'm going to do this again. Let's see what happens. Got a B again. Yeah. Stop the aircraft. I did stop. How do you not stop the aircraft? Or how do you get a 25% on stopping the aircraft? Alright, let's try that again. I'm going to turn off this little image right there. There we go. Okay. Oh, this is takeoff and landing. It's downwind. Okay, no. I want to do the landing thing again.
My first instructor used to say, the best part of flying is landing in one piece. Today, you're in charge of bringing us in for a safe landing. And I've already set us up in landing configuration at 65 knots with 20 degrees of flaps. Keep your aim point on the runway threshold. When you're 10 feet above the runway, it's time to flare.
Okay, now maybe you guys can hear me. I think it's a little bit better. Yeah. See the lights on the runway? That's telling me we're all good. So I want to keep that. See if I can raise up this nose a little bit. I fell out of alignment with the runway. 65 knots I'm hitting though. Apparently. Uh-oh. I think I'm a little bit too low. I'm pulling back on the stick a little bit. Giving it a little bit more. Yeah. Okay.
500.
This says I'm low. It doesn't feel low. And my speed isn't 65, it's 62.
Reduce throttle to idle. Now, focus on the end of the runway and pull back slightly on the yoke to aim the nose just
That
above
was
it.
really soft.
Nice. Now, apply the brakes progressively to slow us down and bring the plane to a stop. Use rudder pedals to stay on the center line.
Okay. Whoa.
You did well, but you can do better.
Yeah, story of my life.
Keep in mind that approaching the runway at the right speed is key to a good landing.
Can y'all hear this okay? I'm hoping we can get a good mix of audio versus mic. Still a B, but my stopping the aircraft got a 45. How about that? Alright, we're gonna do a retry here. I think that's really what's gonna ding me is the... Oops.
My first instructor used to say, the best part of flying is landing in one piece. Today, you're in charge of bringing us in for a safe landing. And I've already set us up in landing configuration at 65 knots with 20 degrees of flaps. Keep your aim point on the runway threshold. When you're 10 feet above the runway, it's time to flare.
Tease 65. Looks like I'm right at the edge where it's counting it as 65 anyway. Bring my throttle down a little bit to 1240. Maybe 1200 or 1170, 1180. Trim up a little bit. I feel like I'm aligned with the runway. There we go. 65 knots, I creeped up a little bit. Bring my throttle back down. Okay, now we're at 65. Trim up. Bring my elevator up.
500.
Hopefully this will just land straight on the runway.
Reduce throttle to idle. Now, focus on the end of the runway and pull back slightly on the yoke to aim the nose just above it.
There we go.
Nice.
Good.
Now, apply the brakes progressively to slow us down and bring the plane to a stop. Use rudder pedals to stay on the center line. That was excellent.
Yay. I got an excellent. Wonder if I got an A on that one. Cool. I did get an A, just barely. Stopping the aircraft, they don't like it. They don't like the way I'm stopping. I don't know how to score higher on stopping. Oh, let's just go back to landing again. Let's say B, I scored an A on that.
My first instructor used to say, the best part of flying is landing in one piece. Today, you're in charge of bringing us in for a safe landing. And I've already set us up in landing configuration at 65 knots with 20 degrees of flaps. Keep your aim point on the runway threshold. When you're 10 feet above the runway, it's time to flare.
Okay. Now, this is a balance between trim and speed. So I'm losing altitude, and as long as I'm at the correct glide slope, then I'm good. So I'm lined up, and I'm at 65 knots. Feel good right now. This feels like I'm going to land correctly, not like last time where I thought I was going to fall short. This feels nice. I wish I could do this every time.
Reduce throttle to idle. Now, focus on the end of the runway and pull back slightly on the yoke to aim the nose just above it. Nice. Now, apply the brakes progressively to slow us down and bring the plane to a stop. Use rudder pedals to stay on the center line.
I remember one of these landings where I was just all over the place,
That
and
was
it scored me an
excellent.
A. She said excellent again. Hopefully this will be a good score this time, maybe higher than last time. I felt good. That one felt really good, actually. It scored me 53%, but see, I got an A again, a little bit higher. I did follow the glide slope. Flare the aircraft. Actually, I didn't even have to flare the aircraft, honestly. I barely flared it, and I landed like the softest landing I've ever had. Let's try this. Oops, no, I'm sorry. Landing again. Still a B. Did you see that? Why is that still a B? That should be an A. I'm offended. Okay, here we go. Ready to fly. Alright.
My first instructor used to say, the best part of flying is landing in one piece.
Bring my trim up. Actually, what was it at 20%?
Today, you're in charge of bringing us in for a safe landing. And I've already set us up in landing configuration at 65 knots with 20 degrees of flaps. Keep your aim point on the runway threshold. When you're 10 feet above the runway, it's time to flare.
Okay. So far, so good. I feel like I'm gonna fall out of alignment with the runway, though. Yep. little high. I feel like I'm a little high. Apparently my system thinks I'm not. I'm on the glide slope. But I can't maintain 65 knots to save my life. Ah. Ah, now I'm aligned. Come on, drop the speed. There we go. Okay, a little bit of thrust. Pull up a little bit. Get ready to flare.
500.
I want to hit those hashes right there, not the yellow ones, the white ones. Cut to idle.
Reduce throttle to idle.
A little bit on the center.
Now, focus on the end of the runway and pull back slightly on the yoke to aim the nose just above it. Nice. Now, apply the brakes progressively to slow us down and bring the plane to a stop. Use rudder pedals to stay on the center line.
That's pretty close to the center line. And I'm stopped.
That was excellent.
Another excellent score. Ooh, I felt like that one was really good. Even better than the other two. Oh wow, I was actually. Ooh. Flare of the aircraft didn't do so well. Why is it scoring me that way? So stopping the aircraft, I'm thinking, is scored on whether or not how close you are to the center line. Because I was pretty close to the center line that time, and although I did have to do a little bit of a correction, it did score me pretty high. So I think that's the secret to getting the aircraft higher. Flare the aircraft, though, I'm not sure what. I don't know. Frankly, I have no ideas. Okay, we're gonna retry that. If I can consistently score this. 1330.
My first instructor used to say, the best part of flying is landing in one piece.
20 degrees of trim.
Today, you're in charge of bringing
19,
us
maybe
in for a
18
safe landing.
for now.
And I've already set us up in landing configuration at 65 knots with 20 degrees of flaps. Keep your aim point on the runway threshold. When you're 10 feet above the runway, it's time to flare.
All right. Oop, I'm a little higher than 65 knots. Here we go. Brought my speed or my RPMs down a little bit. Bring my trim to 18. 17 maybe. Okay, I'm losing at a consistent 750 feet per second. 700 now. 18, 750, there we go. Reduce my thrust to 1150 maybe? I'm gonna try to land right on that center line this time. Trim.
reduce throttle to idle. Now, focus on the end of the runway and pull back slightly on the yoke to aim the nose just above it. Nice. Now, apply the brakes progressively to slow us down and bring the plane to a stop. Use rudder pedals to stay on the center line. That was excellent.
Again, excellent. That flare didn't feel good at all. Oh, I'm right on the center line. Look at that. That looks good. And then toward the end, I lost track of it a little bit. See, yeah. Still did get an A, but not as good. I think I'm good, though. If I go and do some missions now, I think I'll land properly. I mean, that's I think my biggest weakness on these missions. So, let's see if I can figure out a way to get paid higher. So here we are at the headquarters again. This will be my second mission? No. Yeah, second mission I think is what that is. So here we go. All low difficulty. Let's do the missions board, see what's what. 8:30 for 30 minutes above Port Townsend. I did this before. This is just a straight line. Oh no, it's not. Ooh, okay. Do you have to follow that? Let's see. What's this one? What's this one? Okay, fine. What's this one? Oak Harbor. Actually, I have a property in Oak Harbor. Oh, that looks like a pretty easy route. Good deal. Let's do that. Okay. So we're gonna accept this mission and get started. Well, these missions are a little bit odd, so if I go ahead and just click fly, it's gonna bring me to the airplane, but then I have to do something with the plane, get in, and then do something with the passengers. I guess this is supposed to increase the immersion. So there's pieces I have to remove, cowling covers and static covers and pitot covers, chocks. Like nothing else really needs to be removed. And I can actually do Shift C to cheat into the cockpit. I don't have to click on the handle to get in. And then I just hit
You can send the
enter to
guests.
request boarding. Now there is one weakness,
on their way.
and that is that this one is a... Oh, nice vehicle. Oh, okay, there it goes. There is a point in the flight, and it's almost when you're landing, I think it's when you're on final, that if you, the enter key doesn't work, and I haven't figured out how to get it to do stuff. Okay, so for my flight yoke, I'm using a honeycomb, Alpha, a honeycomb Bravo, and a Logitech rudder pedals, the most common rudder pedals. A couple things to remember is you do have to put this here in order to get this working. And then the switches for your master and avionics, these, your master and your battery have to be switched on and off. Or in my case, it was off and on because they were already on. And then these come on, and then you have to hit this to turn this on. And then make sure your magnetos are both turned on. I've got my beacon, taxi, nav, and strobe all turned on. I don't have my landing lights turned on, no need. And then I just have to hit the Control-Alt-S, or in this case, if I wanted to, I could even turn this to start. Let's see if it works. I'm going to go start. So my mixture is lean. I'm going to turn this up just a little bit so that it starts. My throttle just a little bit so that it starts.
Good day for flying, right, Captain?
On.
Captain, please welcome aboard Michael and his stepfather. We've been meaning to arrange this ride over the place for a while. Now's the perfect chance to do it with you. If the seatbelts are fastened, you're ready for takeoff. Let's go, Captain.
Alright, so now it's asking me to request taxi, which I'll do. See? It's not letting me do it. Why is that? Oh, that's right, because I have to go Alt-P first. Take that off, and then I can request taxi. Right? No, maybe not. Okay, that's a bother. Let's see if I can go to comms. Ground.
Whidbey Airport information, Kilo 2100 Zulu. Wind 200 at Niner. Visibility, Niner. Sky condition.
Whidbey Ground Cessna 85 for at General Aviation Parking Information Kilo. Request startup.
Cessna 854 Whidbey Ground. Startup approved altimeter 29er. Niner 2.
Whidbey Airport information, Kilo 2100 Zulu.
Okay, so what do I need? So, okay, great. Okay, so where am I? KNUW Whidbey. KNUW Whidbey Island. Okay, runway 14. I can't do a taxi clearance though. Like, why is this not allowing me to do taxi clearance? If I hit enter, it's not doing it. It really isn't. Okay, so I'm just gonna go Alt-N to skip. See if that works. Yes. How do I take off? This isn't takeoff, is it? This is still taxi. Like, this is not the runway. Wow. I don't think this is intended for me to take off here. That's so crazy. Alright, I'm gonna do this. that's the runway. Oh, weird. Graphics are doing something funny too. That way. Nothing coming from that way, and it looks like I'm gonna be upwind, so I need a taxi to the other end of the runway. That's crazy. Okay. Alright. My graphics are so smarmy. Why is it going that? It's just weird. Okay. Not sure why. I'm intersecting the runway here, but I'm just gonna take off. Oops. 10 degrees of flaps.
Cessna 854, you are not cleared to take off.
Well, why are you telling me to take off?
We're off. Yes, we're flying. Awesome.
Yeah, clearly this mode needs some help.
Are we going?
Yeah, I don't know why.
Now that you're airborne, how do you like it? So far, so great, right?
That is awesome. Can't believe I'm actually doing this. And it's great to fly with our pilot.
I'm glad the flight's everything you hoped for. I'll give you some space to enjoy it.
For some reason, this thing just isn't I'm not going up there.
Look down there. I believe that's the spot where I loved playing when I was young.
Of course I remember.
I see Oak Harbor. We've got a clear view of everything from here. I love it.
It's amazing. I recognize everything down there.
Weird. Yeah, see, 1,100 feet. Can you imagine if I had gone up there, what that would be like?
I feel like we were going too fast for me to take it all in.
Don't worry, we're getting there.
I thought flying would be more serene, you know? This is a little too fast for me.
There we go.
Back to reality, folks. Hey, did you enjoy it, Michael? Ready for your next flight?
Fantastic flight. 5 stars. Would totally recommend it.
That was amazing. Thank you so much.
Okay, so this is where the sim usually fails. It says connect to arrival airport via ATC or press enter. Okay, but problem is it doesn't do that usually, and you saw how it messed up earlier. I'm gaining too much altitude. I'm going to drop the altitude a little bit, bring my trim up. I'm not sure these boxes are the way to go. But maybe. Just trying to drop altitude for Pete's sake. Yeah, I know where I'm going now. Okay. It's just really weird. This flight at the beginning was just really odd. It wouldn't let me ask for taxi instructions, and it wouldn't let me take off without violating some clear to take off. It wouldn't even request it. So here I'm about to land, not quite parallel, so I'm gonna just keep this. See, there's the end of the runway there. I've still got the 18 or 19 degrees trim. Drop some speed, drop some altitude. Okay, there, I'm even now. Give it a 10 degrees of flaps. I am a little bit high. Yeah, see, airspeed infringement. Why are you telling me ATC speed infringement? Like I'm at 78. My gracious. ATC speed infringement. Why? I'm at 66. How can I have a speed infringement? I'm not sure these boxes are accurate. Here's final.
500.
See, I can't connect to Arrival Airport via ATC or Pro Center. I can't do it. It won't let me. I got 20 degrees of flaps though. I'm not fighting my yoke at the moment, so I think I'm okay. It's saying there's a speed infringement, but this mission clearly was messed up from the beginning.
So smooth.
Alright, everything looks good. Let's get out of here on the center line. Center line. Alright, this is really loud. I'm going to turn the volume down just a smidge. Okay. $800. That's about right. Yeah, this runway is no good. I think this airport's just bugged. See how the graphics are all herky-jerky? Like, I don't trust it. And I'm intentionally, oh, I'm gonna stop short right here. Oh, okay. That doesn't let me do it. I have to stop after the threshold. See, I'm hitting enter now, and it's not letting me go. I have to skip to shutdown.
No easy to win over the locals, but seeing them smile says it all. Well done, pilot.
Auto stop. See, I'm not even at a parking space right now. Golly. That's ridiculous. This whole mission was ridiculous. Well, I got a B on the mission and I got paid some experience. At least. My cruise speed, yeah. 6 times cruise altitude, 6 times cruise speed. The problem is I got dinged when my cruise speed was below 85. That's really weird. And my radio communications were off, but that's not my fault. What's causing that, I wonder? Okay, so I got 500 more credits. 560. My reputation rose. My level progression looks okay, so it's 2/5, 3/7 of the way through. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go do some research, figure out maybe some of the things, some pointers that I could maximize my missions and profits, like if there's something that I'm not thinking of or doing right. Maybe I'm not doing it wrong, but maybe there's tricks on this buggy new program that I need to pay attention to. But right now I've got 1850 credits, so hopefully that's something worth celebrating. And then I don't, I can't click into that. I'd like to look at the airplanes that are available. But I'm signing out for now, and we'll do some research and maybe come back later on today, do another stream tonight, and hopefully get back in. Thanks for joining, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.